Here we go. Stream number 300. That's kind of crazy. Right? Like, 300, huh? Oh, that one turned off.
Not like the movie directed by, what's his face?
Sorry, the movie 300. Yes, Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
I hate Zack Snyder.
Yeah, a movie that I thought was really cool when I was 12.
When the sun stopped in the sky.
Even when it came out, I didn't like it, to be honest.
Then the stone-armored dredge reappeared.
Like,
ancient
and I never liked the comic book that it is an adaptation of to begin with. So, it doesn't make an adaptation very appeasing. Oh shit! Yeah, that's way more animation than than was in the first one. And that's just the recap.
Now Hakon is the Varl king and protects who is left of his race. Rook, a humble hunter and father of Alet, found himself leading frightened clansmen towards safety. His caravan crossed paths with Juno and Eyvind, two of the mysterious spellweavers known as Menders, who know something about the massive mountain-breaking serpent.
Do we know if this developer is working on another game yet, or like what they are working on?
The immortal Sunder, known as Bellower.
Developer Stoic Studio.
Because I'm very interested in whatever they do next.
But it cost the life of one held dear.
Yep.
The saga continues.
It's pretty. Even just the recap there had some unique animation to it that wasn't in the first game. Like totally had some new animation there. Yeah, even in the recap.
Currently public if they're doing anything new.
Okay.
Oh, and working away on exciting new stuff. That's
so
what
they're
their
working
Twitter
on
handle
something.
Says.
So we know that they are working on
currently
something.
Hiring gameplay and systems engineers, UI designers, VFX artists, and producers.
Okay.
So they're expanding.
So I'm all for it. I am all for this developer expanding and doing whatever they want.
Year. So if they are going to announce anything, it is likely we will get something
this
in
year.
Q4 of this year, especially since it's been 4 years of the release of this game. Or the
third one came out 4 years ago. Yeah, that seems like a long time already. Well, okay, so if that was only 4 years ago, though, then what? They've been around a lot longer than it took for the first one to come out, right? So that can't be their first. The first one can't be their first project. They can't have been working on it that long.
So they were founded in 2022. The first thing they came out with was Banner Saga Factions, which was a free-to-play multi-player kind of tactical roleplay.
What? Wait, 2022?
Yeah. No, in 2012.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And so this was more of your traditional kind of tactical roleplay game, and
interesting that it started like that.
Yeah, and it was free. So I think they used it mainly as kind of an experiment to see what worked. They actually left SWTOR, the two of the game's developers, and they wanted to start making games that they enjoyed because they worked on the original SWTOR, but
Well, yeah. So they were around when the Knights of the or the sorry uh, the Old Republic MMO first came out, and they've been on it ever since. But they were not parts of the actual KOTOR RPGs, which I remember when the Old Republic MMO came out, and how kind of disappointing
Oh,
I
that
thought
is an
that
MMO,
was.
yeah.
That they went that direction with the franchise, because that's like the only other Old Republic thing, unless you look into like novels and stuff.
See, I think MMOs, if they were executed properly and focused less on trying to get 100 players to do one thing all at once, then it's like a potential medium to give more continuous release updates while not necessarily sacrificing gameplay. Like, there were some more experimental things, but like in terms of lore dispersal, you have Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls Online, where they're able to release far more in-game lore and show you far more areas from the game world than you would have ever had access to just on like individual games. However,
Right.
each area, by nature of being an MMO kind of release, wasn't as like Skyrim in Elder Scrolls Online was only about a third of the playable size of the actual game Skyrim.
Right.
Which even saying place that it took place like 1,000 years before Skyrim, it's But EverQuest Next had a lot of experimental gameplay style that was possible for the genre, that really expanded on reflecting your abilities based on lore and making each kind of server a narrative event that kind of unfolded so that no set of players bigger than a few hundred would have exactly the same story.
Okay.
So, seeing kind of a Star Wars world where you have like, well shit, the Sith won this battle instead of losing it, and this settlement was completely eradicated as a result.
Right.
And so this entire playable area is completely different than it was before. And then a Russian oligarch
that's
bought it
interesting.
and shut it down.
Oh, okay.
But the early alpha notes, because
My
some
attitude
people did get to
changed
play
fast.
test it, was like really cool, because the AI would ascertain player traffic and kind of build it like natural highways were built in real world. So like, having an MMO isn't necessarily an impairment unless you're not being innovative. And a lot of times, the vast majority of the times, they're not innovative or not in a meaningful sense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose my thing is I just don't think there is any way for a MMO to like strike a chord with me. I genuinely just don't think that genre will really ever work for me, and so I have to remove myself from criticizing MMOs sometimes, because I just don't care for the idea or the style of it, like it's just a total turn off from like moment one. So I feel like I can't be fair when judging those games. I don't feel like I can have like I can really objectively evaluate them.
A big crux of MMOs is that they focus on engagement rather than the quality. It's more quantity than quality. Like, sometimes, like with Guild Wars 2, there was they had like an actual solo player kind of story that you could go on, and that was better than any of the multiplayer experience.
Right.
So like,
Okay.
that kind of shows that like the MMOs are good, but only when they're doing kind of not the massively multiplayer aspect.
Which isn't that like kind of the whole point?
Yeah, because like once you get into the have to go with everyone, like all it's less of a fucking there's no choice.
And that's coming from someone who is not like opposed. You are not opposed to
Like
MMOs as a genre
I
the way I
played
am.
World of Warcraft for a solid 8 years. I played Guild Wars 2, another big
That's a lot
one,
of
for
time.
about 4 years. And not consistently like as the
Right, the
only
whole
thing,
time.
but as someone who's got like a sizable sample from different life points in a
Sure.
given games. But yeah, ultimately,
Any Final Fantasy 14 in there? That's another big
no.
one. That's
I did
where.
lose a lot of people that I played those games with to Final Fantasy 14, and I never could see the appeal.
Yeah, I've never. I mean, obviously, I'm me either, but yeah.
Because it's like, especially because like, if you want Final Fantasy, there's 13 other games out there, more. Like World of Warcraft. If you like that lore and that story and stuff, there's even the old Warcraft RTS games that you can play. Um, so it's like if I'm gonna play a game that's an MMO, I kind of want more of a fresh and new experience. And
Well, with Final Fantasy, every Final Fantasy is a different world unto itself.
exactly,
So 14 is a new experience when it first came out in that sense.
true. But like I think now that I'm of age and have had much experience. Yeah, I'm like
now that you
16.
very recently have come of age.
Yeah, I just had my quinceañera, and I can say that a lot of the time MMO combat isn't interesting, and when it is, not sustainably so. Like, video games by nature evolve over time. Shit, Banner Saga 2 and 3 both implement new things to their combat.
Well,
It's
just
not a
that recap
stagnant
had a
thing.
bunch of new animation in terms of just like the quality of the
Exactly.
visuals.
But like World of Warcraft's like fucking 18 years old now.
Does
They're
it still
running with
look like that?
18-year-old combat. It
Does
looks
do the graphics still
vastly
look?
different than because like they actually re-released the classic version of the game, and they've been redoing the old ones because you always have communities that'll say it was better in the old days, so they just gave them the old days.
Well, you know that the single player Warcraft 3 and how much of a disaster that was, right? Because it not only fucked the whole game up and did a terrible job of being a remake, it also replaced the original for everyone because you had to be online to play it. So you literally could not connect online without getting the update because you couldn't play the game without downloading the new update, which then made it so that you literally no one was ever allowed to play the original version of it again.
Yeah, and that is exactly how, like, the fact that they
Shots.
were able to do that with like just regular World of Warcraft, which you would think would be harder because it's a live service game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they should have just fucking... I don't know. But, like, I can say now that it takes a tremendous amount to get me interested in an MMO. And
Have any of
it
them
takes...
done it in recent years?
2012 was the last time I found one, and that was Guild Wars 2 because of like they were legitimately innovative in their combat style, their storytelling, their art style, their development
there
style.
is a Guild Wars 3 that is it's I don't know I don't think it has a release date yet, but
It doesn't surprise me because Guild Wars does what World of Warcraft will not, which is admit when it's time to cross the Rainbow Bridge and make a next one in the series. Because there's only
that's still
so
a
much
long
you can
time
do with a
between
game
games.
engine. Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
but like there's, I believe, up until I want to say 6 years ago, they were still updating the first one in tandem with the second one.
That's pretty crazy.
So like when you're buying one of those games, one of the I think things people like about it
Yeah.
is that they continue to invest things in it. If you get invested in the lore, you're guaranteed to get more of that.
Okay.
But at the same time, like Guild Wars 1 is completely unplayable now by my standards, or
Yeah.
by a lot of people's standards, the majority of people. So I
Okay.
am really interested to see where they would go with a Guild Wars 3 because
There's a lot of footage for it, even though it doesn't have a release date. They have released a bunch of like stuff for it already. So at least I'm pretty sure. Like I swear I remember at least seeing some gameplay footage for sure. But and we can continue this conversation, but let us click
let's
in
get
here.
going.
Let's start this new game. Import save game. Yeah. Now, can I delete the Banner Saga 1 off my console now that I've imported the save data, or do I have did I even have to keep it?
That I'm not positive
Time
of.
continues rushing over us, moment after moment,
Oh shit.
like
Yep, we're all
waves on a coast.
already way more animation.
Some more fierce, more violent than others.
Cool.
So few of my kind, the giant war, remain alive.
Oh,
Even
awesome.
so, I find myself wondering if humans, while able to bear children, suffer more for the loss of loved ones. Several weeks have passed since we slew the Sunder known as Bellower, but the chaos of the world did not wither as we hoped. The world is breaking. We sail aboard hastily crafted ships for the safety
Cool.
of Arberain, the human capital. But the river curses us with a clear view of the dregs, assaulting another hopeless village.
God, this looks so good. That looks so good.
Which means I know you're gonna love the cutscenes you get in the third game.
They are even more like of an upgrade.
Oh yeah, they're like straight animated.
Fucking
Like I know
awesome.
some of like what you've gotten is kind of more of a partial animation, kind of like a hybrid between what it was and what it will be.
Okay. Oh, we're just watching this. This is. So even though they turned and they ran from the battle we were in when Bellower fell, they're still attacking other people. Oh shit, okay.
Oh, I think what you might have been doing is like Guild Wars every 2 or 3 years releases like an expansion to the existing content. I'm not seeing anything just on the surface of
Interesting. I guess I will have to.
they do have part of their studio kind of like tooled towards that, and it's estimated to be 2025 as like a potential release date. And there's a rumor that it'll even be available for PlayStation 5.
I mean, I wouldn't be. I would be surprised if it wasn't, honestly.
There are people that are able to mod their Guild Wars to work with controllers, so yeah, it wouldn't.
Oh, obstacles on the combat board, you say? That's new. Okay. All right. Cool. Re-explaining everything for people who played they're thinking about people who played the first one.
Oh, now that you are locked into the Rook storyline, if you would have picked Alette, she has the ability to become a mender.
That's cool. But
Like-
oh no, what I was just gonna say that the way they're doing a tutorial, like I get it, because people that, I mean, like, just in case people play the second one without playing the first one, like, I get it, but with a game like this especially, doesn't that seem a little weird to would it weird to even consider playing the sequels without playing the first one because of the way the narrative weaves in and out?
I think part of it was because some people really hated their ending but didn't want to go back and redo the game.
Why did he run in here by himself? Sorry, I am listening. I am listening.
Because he really likes challenges.
Well, Christ, man.
But yeah, what I'm waiting for with any MMO is, like, I've kind of given up hope for them, like, because they have really cool individual traits, but as a whole, they just aren't able to get me as much as they did.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, as someone who they never got, I really get it. Now, was that inevitable? I mean, was that was inevitable? There was no way to win that fight.
You actually can beat all of them.
Oh, damn. All right.
Because
well, I'm not good enough.
You know how normally, when you're the only one left, all of the enemies can fucking go for every turn you do?
Right.
In that specific combat, you go every other turn. So basically, you go... Or they go once for every 5 turns you do.
Right, so you would... In theory,
you can beat... There's only 8 of them, and there's like a trophy that you can unlock. But that's about it.
Now, do they talk during these scenes, is my question. Not yet. What about in 3? Did they talk in, like, these scenes in 3, or is it still more like this?
In those ones, it's still going to be along that line.
Which is okay. I mean, it's part of the style of the genre of game too. Like a lot of the games that do Fire Emblem, right, is a good example. There's a lot of that is just reading the dialogue bubbles. Let's see, borrow leader saving a human village from those things legends are made of, much less. Dredge, like stories you probably heard. So it's interesting that the Dredge are even, because they're still antagonistic and they're still fighting, but their defeat seemed so crushing that they all just fled and ran. But that was just from that one battle. They're still,
because their immortal Sunder died. That's the only reason they retreated, because their leader that was supposed to never be able to die died.
Right. But that doesn't mean that does not prevent them from still fucking with other people and other, like, after that. Okay. Rick here who ordered us to stop. Forgive me, maybe it's this never-setting sun or Dredge or the deaths of so many of my clansmen. I'm not myself. Man's eyes appraise you, and he quickly nods. Leo the Scald, were you trying to drive the Dredge all the way back north by yourself? I wouldn't stop there. For a moment before recoiling. Something terrible must have happened to have such hatred for them. Oh, I mean, I get that they're just trying to survive from something else, too. which we still don't really know what that is.
Yeah,
right? We don't know what that darkness
Juno
actually
mentioned
is.
that it was there was a darkness coming down from the north, but that's all you know.
Morgoth. No, probably not. Of course, mind if I ask for news from Beauregard? We heard rumor the Sunder Bellower was laying waste to the town. More than a rumor, but he's been dealt with by us. Hell yeah, we are. Turn makes Ivor wince and ends Eleo's excitement. With the deep shaking in the ground. Only yesterday we felt a rumble like none before. Yeah, it could be the giant serpent. But joking about dead gods feels wrong. About as opposite of Radomir as it gets, this one's determined to swallow its Jormungandr. Unless they call it something else, but...
I think he doesn't have a name because, like, the gods, like, he was created. I'm not sure, actually.
Well, I mean, there's Nidhogg. That's the serpent that chews on the roots of Yggdrasil in Norse mythology. That it actually drools ether from its mouth, which is the primordial fluid all life comes from in Norse myth, but yet is poisonous to any currently living thing to the touch. It is like a poison liquid. So Nidhogg chews on the roots, right, and then creates this liquid. Skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want. If you haven't caught up on Attack on Titan, 30 seconds. I'm giving you the warning. But the creature that we don't get a super thorough explanation for yet, at least, that everything started with, I do believe is a Nidhogg reference. The pool of water it's in, under the tree, and right. Makes sense to me anyway. I don't know if you see that, but
I
think that tracks.
This is the part where I'm like, I don't want to potentially give any spoilers, so I'm just not going to say anything.
To Attack on Titan or to this?
Well, for this, because how close it is to, like, it is close to some things, but also new in its own way.
Right.
And I don't think I would do it justice to describe it in any way now.
Well, it's like Lord of the Rings or Attack on Titan for that matter. They're inspired by Norse mythology, but it is its own thing. Despite there being very clearly a lot of inspiration taken from that particular thing, but it is still its own thing. Killing a Sunder is a big enough tale on its own for now. Let's get ready to leave. Not to sound ungrateful, but this place, it's all we have. It's our. You look like the only survivor, dude.
It ain't much, but it's honest.
I mean, I understand. We didn't risk ourselves so the dredge could kill you tomorrow. Skull looks around at the small huts of his village. Barsgard is the only other place I've seen in my life. A small village is all my family knows. Are things really as tragic as you're making them sound? Probably worse. Yeah, I'd say so. Elio looks back and forth between you and Ivor before nodding. Packing and tending to our dead will take some time, but I'll have everyone on the ships soon. It's up to the village to organize supplies. People thinking we're heroes now. The world is breaking in more ways than one. Ivor, one of the giants. See, again, I still think they're recapping still here in a way that you could theoretically play the second one first, like if you for some reason, but it just still seems like such a weird choice to make to play them out of order. It's not like only some of them are available on certain platforms, like any platform that these games are on, they're all on. All three of them are available together. It's just an interesting decision. I just wouldn't expect anyone to play these out of order, I guess. Ivory, one of the giants known as Varl, has fought Dredge in the Northern Winters, personally killed the Sunder Rays, and lost an arm to the Sunder Bellower. He has been by your side through everything, including the death of your daughter. Now you feel the weight of his full attention. What you pulled out there, fighting the Dredge alone, was that tied to Alette at all? Don't say her name! It's too bad her name wasn't Martha, right?
God damn it.
Why did you say that name? Keep holding it all in and you'll lose it when these people need you most. Well, that was my reason for living after all this died. I remember. Make this caravan your reason now. There's still plenty for you to do. Walks toward the village, leaving you alone with your thoughts. Is his hair is Rook's hair grayer than it was in the first game?
Yes. Losing his daughter makes his hair turn slightly grayer in essentially a couple weeks.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely it was like his. I definitely didn't feel like he had any, at least that much gray, if any. Old Man River. That's what this looks like. That in the single image. Oh, and I like that it's not chapter 1 of the second game. It's actually the next chapter. Oh, great. Immediately, morale declined the moment we started. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, Alette died.
Traveling merchants are surprisingly well stocked.
That's Alette to handle.
God. Traveling merchants are surprisingly well stocked. Ubin the Old Varl, dubbed Scrivener, says, since Borsgard our numbers have grown, people have scavenged for food and eaten it too. Regardless, we'll need plenty of supplies considering our destination. Now, Tim, can you remind me where we're going to Arborang? No, where are we trying to... That was where we came from.
Arborang is where you're ultimately going to go. You
that's the destination.
The village of Skoger.
Right. That I remembered, but I was just trying to remember
Strand
our
was
ultimate...
the one for, like, Hakone.
Right. Excuse me. I yawned. That probably means I need to take another shot. You think?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, I know. Give us a group of tents called a market. Yeah, no, I'm. Yeah. Oh, almost forgot. There's something ruffling the feathers of the ravens, the mercenaries who followed us from Borisgard. Chat with their leader, Bolvarek, but be careful. He's not like other Varl. Yep. Just re-explaining all that stuff. Yep. God, 10 supplies per day to survive right now. Good God. 28 days, 45 renown. Fucking, yeah. We need supplies. Yep. Items, should I? Well, I spent all my renown, didn't I? Oh no, I do have some still. How am I? Why am I not being able to? Oh, okay. I just needed to. Yeah. Interesting.
So, my TV is interesting.
Okay.
Every time every time I lose power, rather, it picks a new channel at random to be not the default, but the one that it bounces back to when it closes all the apps on it.
That's odd.
So, first, it was a VH1 country station. Now,
The TV channel.
it is the Spanish sitcom channel.
Interesting. Did you know?
No, wait, game shows. I'm sorry.
Oh, game shows. Did you know that there was a Colombian remake of Breaking Bad?
There was.
And I don't know if it ended up doing the whole thing or how that ended up working out, but his name was Walter Blanco. Like they straight up like a full on remake of the show, but like a Colombian version.
Huh. Do you know if it fared well?
I have no idea, honestly. Although I would be willing to give it a shot just to see. I mean, Breaking Bad's not even fully. I mean, the shows are very different, mind you, but like I also feel like Breaking Bad's not gone anywhere totally because Better Call Saul is still on. Wait, although it is ending. It is on its last run of episodes right now.
You know, that is one show that I saw the first episode of it, and I should have probably stayed currently with it.
Oh, dude, I think it's like almost just as good, but in a completely different way. It's one of the best prequels anyone has ever made because it doesn't feel at all like it's trying to build up to like the beginning of Breaking Bad. It feels like it's got such its own tone and identity for the most part that it feels like it could have even not been a prequel. Like this could have just been the first show. Like it doesn't feel like a prequel. Like usually there's a lot of prequel-y things that are pet peeves for me that I'm like, oh, you had to explain this detail even though we weren't wondering about how it happened, or you had to go in and Carol Danvers' call sign as a pilot was Avenger. And that gave Nick Fury the idea to call it the Avengers. No one was wondering where he got the idea to call it the Avengers Initiative. No one gave a shit. That was not a question that needed to be asked in the first place. But Better Call Saul is like an equally good show, I would say. But again, for completely different reasons. It feels like it's got such its own identity. And there's a number of main characters that are just not in Breaking Bad either. Like it is a lot of characters that weren't in that story. And well, I mean, like, maybe some of them feel like, well, they'll probably die by the end. Maybe. But so far there's been characters where I'm like, I thought they might have died sooner already than this, and they're still in the show, so yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show.
Yeah, that does look, or rather sound, because you're not showing me, you're telling me.
Yeah.
But it does sound good.
Unless you hear in pictures, but I don't know how to explain that. Now, did you watch El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie?
I did. There was a Breaking Bad movie.
Wait, what? You didn't hear about that? Oh, I feel like a failure. Yeah, no, it's on Netflix. It came out on Netflix. What, a year or 2 years ago now? Spoilers for Breaking Bad. So jump. If you're listening to this and you haven't watched Breaking Bad, you're concerned. Jump ahead a minute. But Breaking Bad ends, for Jesse, with him driving away in that El Camino. And that's it. You don't see him after that. And a lot of people, that was one of the few criticisms that I think people did have, is like, yes, Jesse was free, but there's such a dark implication of him getting caught by the cops, like, soon after. Or, how how hard that might have been to get away. And El Camino is then it's basically like 2 more episodes, and it's Jesse. It's the full. All right, we're fleshing out like what he has to do to like fucking escape the country or the city or at least the general area he's in, and get off the radar of everyone, basically. It also contains several flashbacks that were not in the show of him when he's actually being kept prisoner by like Todd and the Nazis and stuff. So you get a little bit more of that, and then you get him like, all right, this is how Jesse driving away in that car, and then obviously that is not the end of his problems.
Okay.
So yes, and that's short. That's just like an hour and a half. It's a pretty, like I said, it's like watching 2 extra episodes of Breaking Bad. That's really what it does feel like. And then Better Call Saul is on it's like a whole 6th season right now. That is its final season. Which I can't. I mean, I recommend watching
6 seasons in a movie, and they got El Camino.
Well,
and
I mean,
all of the Breaking Bad original seasons.
Which, I mean, they did that thing where they split it into like 2 8-episode chunks and called it the final season, like part 1 and 2. But I would just call it 5 seasons. I would just say Breaking Bad had 5 seasons. So that's a lot. That's a lot of show. All that together. That's a lot of show. Because it blows my mind that Breaking Bad went off the air. There was a few years before they did Better Call Saul, and now that is now on its 6th season. So how long ago did Breaking Bad end at this point? When was that last? Tim, can you check for me what the last the final season year at least that it was in? That's wild to me. Like that
aired September 29th, 2013.
That's crazy. Breaking Bad ended almost 10 years ago.
Yep. 8.5 years ago.
God, that's a show I like tried to make everyone watch when I was a kid, I feel like. Like that's a long time. Wow, Breaking Bad ended the year Attack on Titan started. Huh.
And Vince Gilligan was the writer of every final episode, except for the first season, where he wrote the first 4.
Vince Gilligan was also just the showrunner for the series. Like, that was his baby. That was, like, his story.
Just a wee little baby.
Vince Gilligan could have been a professional criminal. Some of the fucking plots that he came up with and put in that show, like the whole thing with the cooking meth in the bugged exterminator, the like poisoned exterminator houses that while the exterminators were debugging a house, they would go in and cook the meth inside. So they and then deconstruct the lab and put it back together again at every location. That show is so goddamn smart. It had so much going on. And again, I really will say to them, I really think you should get on watching that soon.
A little fun fact though, did you know blue meth, or meth isn't actually blue when it's pure? That's just a creative thing for the show.
No. It was because it was in the show. It was because they used a specific chemical that was easier to get a hold of than the chemical that you would actually use to make meth. So it was this weird other chemical they were using to make the meth, that's what caused the blue color.
Methylamine.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, I want to say it was methylamine. It was something like that. But I know they didn't, like,
3 shots.
Pure meth is just clear. Like, and the only way to get blue meth is to make it
Unclear.
Yeah.
Well, even
with,
when they
food
made the
coloring.
blue meth, it was mostly see through with like a tint of blue. I feel like the way when they stylized it, so it wasn't like just blue chunks either. It was like it was just like a hint of blue that you can see through. Although it depended on who was making it, because they also had Todd make it at one point, and I think it did look cloudy. So then it looked like big chunks of like blue stuff. It's also been a decade since that show ended, so if I am fuzzing on some details, sue me. Let's see. The Varl mercenary leader, Bolverk, and a rather large female fighter are talking to Juno, a member of the spell-weaving Menders Council. Bolverk looks annoyed, nothing unusual. There's no haggling on this. You already accepted the offer in Borisgard. Get this one to do it. Get me to do what? Juno is surprised by her presence that doesn't show. She continues to stare straight at the Varl. Rook is seeing to the survival of this caravan, something I doubt you care to do. He won't be seeing to anything much longer if he keeps fighting like he did earlier. Oh, is that Brienne of Tarth? Is that the Brienne of Tarth of this game?
Kind of.
I mean, not in, like in any significant detail.
You mean,
but
is
in
she the blonde character of this game?
Is she the blonde, tall, muscular female fighter that is like sticks out and is not like the usual female character? Like the buff,
Yeah,
like
she is
super
the
muscular,
strong woman.
strong woman. I'm still here now. Or what other task are you talking about? Well, I want to know. That determination will see these people safely to Arboring, but with respect, our discussion stays between us for now. Her look at Bulwark says she expects him to keep it private. Ivan needs my help with healing the wounded, but we should leave soon. See you, Khan, at the dock when you're ready. Juno leaves without another word. Fane Velka. One of these days, Claw and Fang will get thirsty for Spellweaver blood. Claw and Fang? His axes. Of course. The large axe heads are polished, the blades sharp, and the cheeks scarred from plenty of use. But it's the gray handles that stand out. They're unlike anything you've seen before. How long are you going to let Juno tell you what to do? You avoid his goading. I mean, Juno seems like she knows what she's talking about, so... Like, I don't think taking her advice or doing what she says is necessarily a bad thing. Only to Arborang, then it's King Meinolf's job. Like, he's got the answer to any of this. He'd royally piss himself if he ever saw a Dredge. The pig-tailed fighter laughs. Have we met? I'm Folka, a shield maiden in charge of keeping the Ravens alive. The Bulwark gives her a stern look, but she doesn't back down. I already know who you are, chieftain. Heard there's a problem I should know about. Girl seems to grow taller and more wild as he takes a step towards you. You stopping to save every Fane idiot along the river will get us all killed. Makes more sense to only stop the ships when we need supplies. And get rid of half these useless people too. They're slowing us down. Oh, you could actually be like, yeah, no, fuck them. I agree, fuck them. This seems like the diplomatic answer. We've got rowers use them. I'd hate for an accident to happen out on the water. Bulwark snorts and turns his attention to a large sealed cart behind him. His bare, cloaked back indicates that conversation is over. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound like he was interested in talking to us after that. Alright, what's Oddleaf got? What you got? Oddleaf, your former chieftain's widow is demonstrating fletching an arrow to a few people as you approach. Give us a moment, will you? The group walks away as Oddleaf stands and wipes loose feathers from her tunic. Doubt you're here to explain your actions with the dredge. Do I need to? She looked at you in silence for a moment before clearing her throat. I wanted to discuss the clansmen. They're good at scavenging for food while we travel, but we could always use more fighters. But training them takes time. I'm not sure we have much of that to spare. Then you'll just have to find a balance that works. We're okay for now, but who knows how our needs will change. I see, thanks. Turn to leave, but Oddleaf places a hand on your shoulder. We should talk, Rook, at some point. Talk about what? Talk about what? Well, yeah, this was America, huh? This is America? That has got to be one of my all-time favorite South Park gags. Randy drunk at the baseball game. Do you remember that?
Oh my god, yeah.
The security's trying to haul him. I was like, well, I thought this was America.
This is
America?
every single fucking one, too.
The most recent thing they've done with Randy they're only on Paramount Plus, but they've done these like streaming special episodes. And Randy has become like the ultimate Karen in the most recent one, like to the point of even having one of the haircuts. One of the 5 Karen haircuts.
That's great.
Talk about what? You, not you the leader, but the man I knew from Skoger. She gives you a faint smile and returns to her fletching. Alright, shit, I suppose we gotta go. Wooden planks of the well-used dock creak as you walk across them. Hakad, a warrior recently acknowledged as king of the Varl, paces on the dock. Not sure I was made for this, he says as you approach. Commanding in battle is one thing, but deciding how many chickens we need to bring? We've both made harder decisions. Seem to be handling it. I'm just as lost as you are. True, but usually I'm following orders and only thinking about where to swing my axe. Now every decision affects the next. He pauses, then laughs deeply. Vognir, my last kender, would have given me grief about thinking at all. A dark mood washes over him. His death remains a mystery, but I'll figure it out. Let's say, okay, did Vognir, did we see him die? Vognir, did that happen between...
That was the, Vognir was the Varl who died at the end of, like, Chapter 1. Like, when you find Ludin,
right.
Fighting the dredge. But...
Right, okay.
They're like, something doesn't sit, because he was hit in the back.
That was...
And there's
okay,
no way that he would have let a dredge get the drop on him, because he was one of the strongest Varl.
Right. So no, that makes so that line of dialogue was literally just reestablishing a plot thread kind of dialogue. Okay. So like the funeral pyre, the last villagers find seats on your rickety longships built of scrap wood, scavenged in Barsgard. The Ravens find space around a large cart on their black-sailed vessel, or slowly move all the boats into the river's current. And we are back to the Oregon Trail part of the game. I swear, we've probably only made it through, like, 20 minutes of game in the almost hour we've been streaming, because I keep stopping and talking so much. That's why the first one took as many streams as it did, too. That's totally the reason that ended up taking longer than we expected it to. Also... I did want to ask. I remember you gave me kind of general time estimates of each one of the games and how long that would take. What are your time estimates for 2 and 3? If you don't mind reminding me.
I know for me, just playing it in terms of like straight gameplay, I think the 5th one took me about 5 hours and the 2nd one took me about 7 hours.
The 3rd one and the 2nd one? Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll see, because if I pull up the times on the first game, it's so much longer than the estimate was. Leo looks ill. At least it's not the brackish sea, he whispers to himself as he steps around rowers and baggage to speak with you. Not sure we were here, or I'm not sure we were all built for aquatic voyages, he says. And here Arborang is quite a distance away. My people could use a few hours rest on solid ground. Hopeful looks from others sway you, and you signal for the ships to make land. Would you mind telling me why the capital is our destination? Wait, what? We just left the city. We're already really? All right. Our rang's walls have never been breached. The bulk of Juno says the menders there could protect us. It's furthest place from the dredge. It just is. Now help row. Yeah, Juno, I feel like I trust Juno. We were all hoping for something more substantial. He realizes Ivan and Juno can hear him. I thank you for healing my people, but we're talking about an army of Dredge. The Vulcan and our apprentice share a smile, but say nothing. Dredge, Aleo says, almost in awe. Man, and Varl's storied foe from oh so ever long ago. But they're real and here. How have they made it so far south? His glance at the Varl is met with both anger and shame. Longship rocks gently, and the Skald grabs a rope to steady himself. If only we had the fabled horses to ride upon. We'd outpace the dredge and be on sound footing. His dramatized misery is almost as amusing as his thanks when he steps back onto land. Here's the map again. Aleo's village, traveling westward down the Orms River. Prior to arriving at Aleo's village, the caravan had hurriedly embarked from Borsgard in the wake of the devastating siege laid by Bellower and his armies. See now, mess of the city, I can't remember whether it wants to sell you something or steal everything you got. Well, Ormsdalr grew it early into an important hub of trade. Its twin city, Borsgard, became the place to buy things nobody else was willing to hawk. It's greatly supported by the potent items harvested in Reinevik and Tistel, plagued by huge disparities between the extremely rich and the suffering poor. Yep. Sounds like a city, all right. As Strom led some of the first men east, Ormsdalr was one of the most important places they settled. Nestled in the crook where the Ormsa River splits, Borsgard and Ormsaldr were twins. Ormsaldr would be the righteous brother trying to keep his evil twin from hurting anyone else. Interesting.
What's wrong?
Is that fine-going forest? No. Reaching Arborang, the human capital, is the ultimate goal of the caravan. It is hoped that the walls of the ancient city will provide safety against the deepening catastrophe. Well, I'm just going to assume right now that that's not true. From humble beginnings to the eventual seat of power for the king, Arborang is the most populated and contested city throughout the human lands. Its towering obsidian walls have been pulled from the depths by the weaving power of the Menders. As each new generation of residents builds another ring of walls, the city continues to grow larger, more indulgent, and more dangerous. Jeez. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on this map. I don't believe that there's going to be real safety. See, where is Skoger? Yeah, Skoger. So Skoger's up here. So if we got from Skoger to Borsgard in the first game, I imagine we could get to Arborang in the second game, and then the third game is like a different place, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Maybe.
Turn the map at any time during travel by pressing triangle to activate the travel HUD and then pressing square. Cool. As you travel through the world, time passes. The number of days passed is shown here. Each time a full day passes, your supplies will be consumed. Morale drops during continuous travel, and when supplies run low, in order to raise morale, you must camp and allow your caravan to rest. Number of days worth of remaining supplies is shown here. Caravan has insufficient supplies. People will begin to starve and morale will drop. Yep. So, stuff that we... Oh, I have to camp. I feel like we just left the fucking... Alright. Alright. I just don't feel like we spent that much time away. Trigby pulls a leaf out of your hair. Strange and oddly prophetic spearman lived near you in Skoger and has been traveling with you all along. I've lost it. Lost what? My desire to keep going. Same as you. I understand, but we have to keep moving. Bah, you don't really mean that, but you did once, and will again, unless you go down with your ship, Captain. Trigby starts laughing. It's disturbing, and as you walk away, you hear him singing. Yellow and blue will lie to you, lie to you, lie to you. That sounds like some Beatles lyrics or something.
Or some really anti-Ukrainian propaganda. By anti-Ukrainian, I mean shit-talking their flag's colors.
I mean, there's a lot of problems with Ukraine, but the flag's colors is not one of them. Items are shown at the bottom of the roster. Press triangle to equip them. Only equipped by characters of equal rank. Promote your units to equip higher rank items. Select an item using triangle. Yep. Shit. Alright, well, we have a lot of these.
So, having dove in a little bit more, because I wanted to just try the Iron Giant.
Oh, yeah.
Currently, if you complete all of the starter missions, you don't have enough gold. And the missions from there on out only increase your rank, not the amount of gold you have. And from winning a map, you get maybe 40 gold for a match.
Yeah, I have heard that it is not super well done so far.
I would have to do another 15 successful wins.
That doesn't sound like a lot, actually. Just 15?
Wins.
Yeah. That doesn't seem like a massive number, honest to me.
To unlock one.
Just for one?
Just for one.
Well,
currently there's only 4 unlocked characters out of the entire roster.
Oh, well, okay, so here's the thing, actually. Those characters, the characters that are unlocked rotate. So the characters that are just free will rotate over time. To have one permanently unlocked, then yeah, you have to like unlock them.
Okay, that seems a little bit better.
But they will cycle. So like every once in a while you turn the game on, a character you had access to before will be locked, and a different one will be open. So they'll all rotate in or like around which ones you can just get to, or you can just use without paying anything, or without really doing anything. But if you want to have a character available at all times, then you have to do the permanent unlock.
That does seem like a good idea. But
there's
beta
issues.
Part is what makes me kind of wonder, because wouldn't you want as much testing with all the characters?
Well, you know what? Yes, but at the same time, just generally the number of people that'll play it is going to be such a varied, fan base that are all going to want to play as completely different characters. So I think you'll get a pretty good mix of impressions for everything based on that, because everybody will want something else.
That makes sense, yeah.
But I still think that they way overpriced the microtransactions that they have. Now, luckily, they're not like it's all cosmetic stuff, and that's stuff that doesn't affect the gameplay like very significantly. So that's still good. You can still play the game and not ever spend money on it, but it's that stuff is still there because there are some people who are they're basically addicts, and they will spend money on the shit, and kind of no matter what. And I mean that stuff is there to it's like we say, it's the whales, right? They hook a whale who spends a ton of money. They hook a few whales, and then that basically keeps the life of the game going. It's not about the like total player base. It's just those couple of whales they can hook that'll just dump money into it. I mean, like that's the thing. Like you could make a decent game or a game that has good gameplay, and if it has that kind of free to play element, like that's just something I knew was going to be part of the game from day one. You know,
Yeah.
like it was always an expectation. My whole thing is just, is the game, without engaging in any of those elements, is it fun? And I think at least the alpha, I thought was still fun. So, we'll see. I will not give into the temptation of buying a bunch of shit, right? I know that I won't.
Yeah.
I know I won't. But
On
then,
Steam,
yeah, there's a...
You can already buy the full version of the game, which I do have a problem with, because early access can be beneficial sometimes, but
Well, it's not even
shouldn't
the
be
game
the go-to dynamic for computer games.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. But also the paying paying for the full game or whatever. That's not just, that's on the consoles too. It's in the store. But the pack you basically buy gives you enough stuff to like unlock like all of the content.
Yeah, you
that's
basically
in
unlock all the characters and then have a shit ton for the vanity things.
Or I believe it's enough to unlock like all the characters that'll be added in the future if you just only spend them on characters too. But
There is 15 coins and currently 16 characters. So if they're a rotating kind of roster, but you get Wonder Woman for free when you complete the tutorial.
Cat.
So that does actually put that at 18 or 16. Which makes me wonder if they'll change it. God damn, that's a cute cat.
The fact that she is putting up with this and just not... Oh, well, now she's sick of it. All right. But the fact that cat puts up with it as long as she does. She is an affectionate little kitty. Shadow
I
Order
can't
turn...
believe you're only at this one. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. We've been playing for well over an hour now, and we are not far into this game. But that's okay. That is okay.
That's alright.
I think we may stop and start a lot, but we're having a good time while we do it. All right, let's see. Shouted orders turn several ships towards the bank. You have no choice but to call all the other vessels to a halt as well. By the time you land, a crowd has gathered by the water. And in fine clothes and missing a hand, stands in the center of the others. He smirks as you approach. And here he is, the feigned, self-proclaimed ruler of us all. Are you the reason for this delay? I don't answer questions from backwater scum, no matter how high they've risen in the pond. Then I'll stop asking, get back on the boats. You don't know who you're talking to, do you? Rook, you might not remember when we first arrived in Beauregard, but I went with Bolver to speak with the governor. What's your point? Well, this is Roga, the governor. I figured that's what he meant. Ludin, the entitled Prince of Arborang, who joined you in Eintertoft, steps forward from the gathering crowd. The former governor of what was Beauregard, actually. Careful, Prince. Rivers are dangerous, especially this far from your papa's side. Threat causes a few gasps from the clansmen. Ludin's bodyguard, usually quiet Varl Bursey, growls but is waved off by the young prince. The Mender and I were just discussing Rook's banner. It'll make a nice addition to Beauregard's. Doesn't Prince Ludin outrank you, or that's not going to happen? You're not the rules of the woods anymore, Rook. You're among men now. Try to act like one. If anything, Rook's banner would join Arborang's, or are you claiming control of the entire kingdom, too? Just trying to guide my vulnerable prince home with some dignity and proper leadership. But it was Rook who led the fight against Bellower while you hid in your great hall, Governor. Overseeing a besieged town isn't hiding, Mender. It's just as fighting in a battle isn't necessarily leading. Fuck this guy. Rook kept us alive across the frozen wastes, he did, cries a man. Saved us at Eitertoft, too, woman adds. Others joined in, listing your deeds and cheering your name. Then it's settled. No more delays. Rook is our official guide to Arborang, but will consult with me on major decisions. Everyone just get back on the fucking boats. Yes, return to the ships. The helmeted guard next to Ruga makes a gesture for only the governor to see. Ruga laughs as the crowd disperses. Prince, your guide has a lot to learn before Arborang. Well, yes, he does, but you're pissed. All right, this guy's annoying me even more.
Ruga?
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend you do, like, it's very obvious right away, but you do get to choose between them earlier on.
Okay. Head driftwood is collected, creating an impressive barrier for the longships. Alternatively, going ashore is its own risk from whatever might be lurking in the trees. These boats are barely nailed together, Ruga shouts. The rowers look nervous, nodding their agreement. Oh, shit. All right. Should I not do that? Should I not do that?
If you want my answer, I can give it to you, because there's one right answer and two that fuck you over, and you still have to pick the third.
What is it then?
Just carry the ships.
Alright. Ships groan as they're hoisted onto shoulders and marched across land. Navigating through the riverside brush takes time, but everyone pulls through unscathed. As the ships push off once again, dredge appear on the bank, a silent reminder of their constant threat. Axemen and Varl pull away from their task to join the fight. Several die in the extended battle as blunted axes fail to kill swiftly. Eventually, the dredge retreat and the river is cleared. That was the best outcome.
Oh, yeah.
We might make it down this river to the capital without any more trouble. You look at Ivor, surprised by his optimism.
If you try to just plow through with the boats, like, a couple of the boats sink and the people on them die.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, kind of what I was guessing.
If you try to go at it with axes, you are, like, ambushed by dredge slingers, and some of them die.
Shit, alright. Let's sprout wings and start flying! Would that make up for your missing arm? Hey, I get to make jokes about losing my arm, not you. I suppose that's fair. So what are you worried about now? I think you should make use of this trainer and this tent that we haul around everywhere. You've led fighters in battle before, but there's always more to learn, so let's bank the ships and challenge your skills a bit. Training, huh? Right, let's talk to Ivan first. You watch for a moment as Ivan, Juno's apprentice, and the mender found nearly dead at Ridgehorn, moves his staff in a complex pattern, repairing some arbor. Not a bad festival trick, right? I've seen worse. And I've seen better. Like yours back in Borisgard with stopping Bellower. We've saved quite a few, didn't we? Indeed. And everyone knows how much it cost you. No one expects you to get over it anytime soon. Indeed. Oh, wait, no, I already read that. Bet to tell me it was for the greater good. They expect me to lead like Alette didn't die. Let's go with the top one. And risk you using that ox on me. No thanks. Ivan gives you a brief smile. I'm just letting you know that we're not blind to your pain. Those who haven't lost someone probably will before this is over. Thanks, Ivan. I realize it provides a little solace, but we're fighting for more time so that all wounds can mend. Rook's just dialogue decisions all seem like the reasonable one, and then the one that sounds like a Linkin Park lyric. Sees your face and realizes enough has been said. He picks up the armor. I better check on the fighter who is wearing this. I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh, I do think that, like, some of his seem more like when you get 4 options, sometimes they give you more, like, reasonable ones. But when it's like 1 or 2, it can be like, okay, and crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal.
I was expecting you to, like, actually know some Linkin Park lyrics.
No, that is one of the songs that people point out to as, like, oh shit, Chester Bennington actually did have a little bit of a cry for help. Because he did write that he wasn't comfortable in his skin, the scars of his past will not heal, and how he's doomed to relive them each night in his dreams.
Yeah, this. I mean, it's. Look, when I heard he killed himself, not to be cold about it, I did think like, yeah, that's not the most shocking suicide I've ever heard of. Like, still
'Cause,
sad. I'm not saying it wasn't sad, but like,
like, Robin Williams was more surprising in that well, he wasn't actively writing content about how he will never feel comfortable with his own mind.
why use
Okay,
start to open the options menu and select battle objectives to get a detailed instructions about the objectives. But that's not open. Oh shit! Okay, there it is. Form a shield wall. Kill an enemy using puncture. Use heavy impact to damage 3 enemies at once. Um, okay. If your archer is stationary and the enemy's armor is damaged, kill him. Okay, so damage armor first to do puncture. Use heavy impact to damage 3 enemies at once. When Hakan or any of our warrior attacks a target, all enemies adjacent. Let's see. That's only gonna hit heavy. Yeah, that's only gonna hit 2 of them right now. All right. Alright. Armor. That's all that is, puncture is, right? Just you kill an enemy. Or is that her
So-
special?
yeah, so essentially you get them weak enough and break their armor down, and then essentially have that archer give the killing shot. And then Hakone is just trying to get 3 enemies lumped up together to be able to just hit them, because Hakone has splash damage whenever enemies are adjacent when they get hit. So if he hits one enemy with just his regular attack, it will like ripple out to any adjacent
Oh,
enemy.
that's all. Okay. That's all that's once.
So he
he's
actually
dead.
does have one of the highest damage potentials in the game. Just
Oh,
because,
he's
like,
dead now.
Yeah. Well, he's not dead.
Alright. Well, okay. Is this... Do I have to do this? Like, why... I don't really want to do tutorials. Like, we've already played... how much game or whatever.
Yeah, those are more, if you want to learn the new thingies. But
I mean, I suppose I do, but... I don't know. This is a lot of time to spend on tutorials. I'm definitely not getting that, I'm definitely not getting it because I did get Hakan killed immediately.
I think you can choose to restart them, but
We'll kill them and see what they say. Did that count as a failure? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's go. Well, Tim, what time would you say you need to be done tonight? It is almost midnight now.
I can go till about 12:45, 1.
Okay. Well, let's plan on ending around then. Look at all the food freshly placed in the supply carts. What's all this about, you ask oddly. The clansmen are trying to help as much as possible now. Whenever they can, they'll forage for nuts and berries or fish and hunt. She hands you a piece of fruit, but they may not know how to fight, but they can keep us alive by keeping us fed. Good. Pull your weight. What do you think, Tim? Should we do shot number 4?
Shots.
Shots. Unless I mean, like, this is not whiskey, this is not vodka. I'm doing shots of Midori because I actually like how it tastes. And it's not nearly as alcoholic as all of the other things I listed. Although, if tequila is around, if we got tequila, I will go for the tequila. Because tequila is my lady. Ugh. Yeah, barely a burn at all with that. Time of the cramped longships is proving too much for the children. Won't somebody please think of the children? Climbing ropes, interrupting rowers, and constantly leaning over the sides to touch the water. Some Varlin clansmen look annoyed. Yeah. Control your kids. Yeah, they're also safer. Fuck, I don't care what these kids want to do. It's the end of the fucking world. These kids can shut the fuck up. Shouts from one of the rear longships grab everyone's attention. Quick construction is proving faulty and the ship is taking on water fast. With dredge on the bank and all other ships almost at capacity, you consider your options. Shit, alright. Thank the longship for repairs, have the clansmen board other ships. Dump supplies to make room on other longships. Damn. Alright. Oh, well, what advice do the shipwrights give? We'll need her out of the water, says one. Nonsense. Just plug the holes with some cloth and tar for now. The argue clansmen begin jumping from the sinking vessel, grabbing for ropes and extended oars. Most make it aboard other ships, but not... Oh, I didn't realize... I thought that was like not a full choice, I guess. I thought that was like a...
Yeah,
okay.
You could have just had them jump onto the other boats and nobody would have died.
Well, shit.
Instead, you had the craftsmen bicker while children were drowning. Whoops.
I thought that would mean that I got to ask that question and then make a choice, but fine.
Well, a lot of the times in this, I want to say sometimes there are just enough times to fuck with you. But a lot of the times you're just making a decision in that one dialogue.
Right. Link, come here, Link. Come on. Come here, dog. Get a little appearance on the stream there. Hello, buddy. Come here.
We haven't had any,
Haven't had a Link for a while. Oh.
You ever take him to the park?
We haven't been able to take him down to like an actual dog park yet because he's not. We need to do like his official like registration with the state before we take him to like an actual like place like that. We've taken him to trails and like non-dog parks, but they have to be. He needs to be registered to this household before we take him to.
Oh. I was gonna say
dogs,
that when he'd be Link in park.
Oh God. Oh God. Ugh.
I hope you're happy.
Mwah. This dog is just affectionate like no one else, man. Yeah, look at that sweet, sweet dog. Just immediately is like trying to rest his head on me. And then he tries to, yeah, no, you don't need to clean yourself on me. Please stop. Please stop. If you're gonna clean yourself, you could go somewhere else. You don't need to do it right on me. You have a dog bed you can go do that on. All right, none of the human co-hosts are allowed to lick their penis on the stream, so you aren't either.
Yeah, come on.
Crowd begins to cheer from one of the logships as the man struggles with his fishing net. As his catch nears the surface, some voice concerns. You're close enough to make out a large shape in what looks like fur or hair in the net. It finds its mark just before the net breaks the water. Those around you apply their quick thinking. Whatever's in that net won't have much of a fight left in it, says the man beside you. Bear cub, shouts the man with the net. Long dead. What's it mean? Superstitions blow across the ships like a gale. Talk of plagues and famine make eyes go wide. You notice Bulwark at the bow of his ship, staring at the cub and brooding more than usual. Alright, sorry. Shit. I thought it was some bad water thing, man. Smoke from a village catches everyone's attention, and the longships begin to slow. I doubt these scraps of wood we're floating on can hold them anymore, Ivor says. You feel the governor's gaze on you, and he slowly shakes his head. Shit, that's a tough decision. That's a tough decision. What do you do? What do you do there? Look at the way he just came back and laid. This dog is so cute. Hi. Yes, hello. Interesting. I don't know. They might resupply us for our trouble, but tougher choices, man. Tougher choices. Because then, yeah, what if we miss up a character because we don't stop? Because that happened in the first game. We missed a whole character because we didn't stop at a particular place to help.
This one... Now, it's kind of bad, but I'm having trouble remembering what the exact outcomes were this.
You remember, it can't be perfect, Tim. You've already... I mean, goddamn, you've been like a fucking tourist guide in all the Souls games. I don't expect you to remember everything. Impressive already, as it is, so...
Now, I kind of want it. Damn. I wonder what that is then.
What is?
Because I know that that's a static event. Like...
This one right here?
Yes. It's... fuck. On the tip of my... Well, okay, what's your gut reaction?
My gut reaction is they might resupply us for our trouble. But... I don't know. Part of me does want to just go down the river. And I'm torn between those two.
So... In this case, I can say that you will not miss a character.
Where are they going to ignore them?
Ignore the village.
Other ships follow your lead while nearly everyone averts their eyes from the smoking village. Rugga looks impressed. Well, fuck Rugga. I don't care if he's impressed. An asshole. Large clump of hazelnut trees looks like a good place for clansmen to stretch their legs and gather supplies. Once on land, the children laugh while kicking around leather-wrapped balls of rags. You notice a Varl on the edge of the clearing, silently staring into the woods. He's watching a lone dredge grunt stalk a squirrel. Might be 100 of them in these woods. The Varl's whisper is still loud enough to scare the squirrel and alert the grunt. It looks at you and the Varl before slowly backing up.
Now, the dredge is smart enough to notice it's outnumbered.
Right.
It's also showing that it needs to eat.
Right. It's showing itself to be mortal to some degree. Watch it and track it if possible. Meager meals for one. Near the bones stands a tiny statue of a dragon, and terror courses down your spine. You want to get away from it. Oh. Fight your fear and take the statue, or leave this place and return to the caravan. For a dragon statue? Huh. Is it cursed? Is that why it's so immediately off-putting?
Well, the Godstones have been shown to be imbued with minor portents of the God's lost power, or the dead God's power. So you know that this could be like tiny statues and baubles before have become things you've equipped. So essentially, it seems to be.
Well, tiny circles have done us well. So tiny statues.
Circles.
I'm thinking. Towards statue adds to your doubt until your hands wrap around it. You realize you've been holding your breath and sigh with relief. Back out of the ship, the clansmen discuss your whole experience along with all the nuts they collected. Smiles appear on most faces. Morale improved. Hell yeah. Hey, and they got more shit for us.
On a vacant island.
Nice.
Aselai's Godstone almost looks lonely.
You probably can't even tell this is a dog. Right there. It just looks like a black blob, doesn't it?
That's a boy.
You're more beautiful than the songs say. Um, Why is it? Oh, because I haven't clicked on it. That's why.
Yeah.
The clansmen are admiring the Godstone when you notice some are missing. It's Bolvark and his ravens, Leo says. They look rather upset by my music and all the singing. He shrugs. If they'd rather hang around that large cart instead of joining us, I won't take it personally. But come closer. Let me introduce you to Aselai, the god of streaming waters. She is the curves of every river. A guide for those of us traveling unfamiliar lands. The skald runs a finger over small etchings in the stone, inscriptions from all those who were lost but found a way back home with her help. Some say her stone shows the struggle of leaving the familiar to see what's over the next hill. Alea looks at the ropes tied around parts of her and smiles. Before the gods died, her stone supposedly stood tall and moved a few steps each year, so people are always trying to make sure she stays put. Alea looks at you, grinning. Have you the strength to hold her, or a gift with which to entice her? Pull on one of the stronger ropes. Wrap your hands around one of the larger ropes and begin to pull. Feels as pointless as expected, and the Aselai's Godstone does not budge. Suddenly you're joined by Hakan and Ivor, who lend their great strength. Others quickly join until the rope snaps, and everyone sprawls into a laughing heap. Return to where the clansmen have set up camp. You can see a woman, in torn robes, slip from your tent. She blends in with the other families, and after making sure nothing is amiss in your tent, you let it go. Huh. Interesting. It is the fighters that protect the clansmen, while your heroes fight a tactical battle, right? Two Varro look deep in conversation, but Ivor catches your eye and waves you over. They've all armed themselves and are running from something. But what? Hakon's becoming a dredge scholar, trying to understand the motivations of our enemy. It's just strange that we've never seen their women fight until recently. Good thing, too, we might have lost the Great Wars. Think about what to say. Has anyone ever talked to a Jew? That is an interesting question. Both Varro look at each other. There are rumors that some have tried and been killed in the process. A lot of nonsense. Scald tales about the sound of a dredge's voice making your skin fall off. So there's been no communication with the enemy. Is that normal? We're too busy killing to worry about a fireside chat. Besides, they only ever make warbling sounds. I'd guess if anyone has talked to them, it'd be the Valka. But good luck getting them to give you a straight answer. What happened back then? Great deal of killing on both sides. Imagine waking up to dredge attacks every night. Back then, the sun actually set. You'd wake up to a sound and see nothing but glowing eyes around you. Ingvar probably told you we never got close to pushing them back to the depths they call home. Actually, Ivor has never said much about the past. Oh? Ivor says nothing, just holds Hakon's stare. We've probably got more stories than you could hear in your short lifetime. Juno says that there's a darkness coming, Sauron over the land. But what Valkas say and mean aren't always the same. They speak in riddles and prophecy. Still, it might explain why the dredge are everywhere, like someone kicked an anthill. Maybe whatever's coming hit them first. Or maybe it's just a new tactic for a new war. They've learned to crack the ground and call a giant serpent. Then we're all dead and just don't know it yet. You should know the clansmen have been talking about us killing women and children, dredge or not. It's not sitting well with everyone, which is probably the way it should be. I say if it's us or them, we make sure we're still standing. Bothered more by your decision to destroy Einertoft's bridge. Let it go, Hakon. It was the best decision at the time. To collapse a bridge that cost thousands of Varro lives to build. If it weren't for your damn horns, Ingvar, I'd swear you were an overgrown human. The two giants begin trading insults, and you step away, letting them vent. I don't. God damn it! Do I have to? Come on in and let's have a look at you. Turner looks past you at some boys and girls eager to learn, teaching fighting to the young. Sven muses. They won't go back to hunting and foraging for food, you know. Sure you want to go through with this? Need the protection. Sven blows out all his air through flapping lips. Then let's get it done. How many you want and fight for you? Can you train 200? 100? 50? Let's go with the middle option. Gotta have food and water last us a day and a half. That's what it'll take for me to break them from running at the first sign of trouble. Alright, consider it done. Alright, that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal.
Now, I will say that you don't do the previous game's open war situation as much in this game, and you don't do it at all in the third game.
Interesting. Okay. And by that you mean like the parts where we'd like have to decide how to fight the battle, or like
aggressively, passive, or defensively, based on the number of fighters you have.
Interesting. Okay. The river suddenly gets rough and the water is moving much faster. Rowers try their best to avoid rocks, but the longships weren't built for such maneuvers. Each impact is jarring. Ships rock and a few oars snap between stones and each other, but remarkably, the fleet survives with only minor damage. As the river calms, several parents thank you for reminding them to keep their children close. I fucking told you. If I had done the opposite with a bunch of kids falling off the boat. Is that what would have happened?
Yeah.
Fucking kids, man. Cool breeze across the water works its way into your cloak. You shift to block the wind and feel something press into your hip. You feel around and find an item in your pack, but do not remember obtaining it. Oh. Alright. Came from the Godstone, right? Sheer cliffs and boulder-strewn waters of the southern bank dictate the longship's course. The droning sounds of the dredge accent their quicker pace as they follow your ships along the northern base. Dust and mist make it hard to see ahead. A hissing rumbling noise grows all around you. Waterfall, shouts the sharp-eyed Nid from the bow of her longship. Oars instantly reverse and you nearly lose your balance. Uh-oh. Oh shit, we're already getting like another cutscene? Well, that doesn't seem great. The roar of the approaching waterfall clouds your thoughts. The ships struggle, but their light weight makes them able to pull away from the river's deadly current. Thought of what more clansmen weighing down the ships would have done makes you shiver. The remaining ships' rowers pulled hard, heading for the dredge-lined northern bank. In their haste, the vessels smash against sharp split rocks as they push towards the shore. Some fighters are thrown from the boats, sinking in mud under the weight of their armor. The longships are too spread out to command a unified landing. Amid the chaos, you look at those nearby. Gris, a stout Varl warrior, and a few others like him look ready to rush the dredge. Bolverk and his company are close to you, hauling their sealed cart off the ship. Consider your options.
I will say, what's your first instinct?
I think my first instinct is the arrows. Is that first option?
Good instinct.
Yeah, that's the good option. Well, let's do it.
I'll
do what I
tell
can.
you,
Oh, shit.
Gris dies if you pick that option.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, good thing we didn't go with that then. Couple more quivers. Oddleaf nimbly climbs some rocks for a vantage point. Using the cover, she begins pinning down the dredge. Oh, God, alright. Alright, big guys first. We learned that. Well, hold on. Alright. Do those two first. Then you get your guys that can do both. Hey, UF 1320. Just subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. How are you doing today? Hope things are going well. We are just getting into the Banner Saga 2. Having a pretty good time doing it. I have had several shots, so if I slur my words, well, I mean, it's just probably going to happen. Doing good. Finally can get you live. Hey, I appreciate that. Well, thank you for coming by. Yeah, good to see you. Very good to see you. Let's see.
Well,
then I'm
technically,
thinking,
you won't be able to see them. They can
well,
only
that's,
see you,
I mean, that's
and only hear
true.
me.
That is true. Be all technical about it. Let's see. Ivan.
I would make sure to upgrade Ivor as
Ivor.
much as possible over the course of this game.
Okay.
Because you are not told that you will, but there is a fight that is just Ivor. And it's a bitch and a half when you can't get that fight.
Shit.
Like, to work.
Well, that's not good, man. All right. Well, are these the max numbers? So, like, if you got him to
So-
16, is that the max number?
Once you max out each stat,
Uh-huh.
there's like the additional, like, you can then choose to specialize in one or the other. Like with strength, you can choose to either specialize in doing damage or defensive.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's fucking do it. Let's just see what happens. See how this first one goes. It's the first real battle of the night. Almost 2 hours in, and it's like the first actual fight. Let's go! That's right, Ayuya. Let's fucking go. I can place units anywhere within the blue tiles. Yep, no, I know that. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. You could, like, pick them. Oh. Oh, and they're on the opposite sides, too. Okay. Alright. Alright. Ooh. Watch your flank. Something skulks from the shadows. What the fuck is that? What are these? What the fuck?
They do not attack the dredge.
I figured they'd attack me. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, what the hell is that? Yeah. Skulkers. Huh. Oh god. Alright. I hope I haven't already fucked up this first battle. Tim, did I fuck up the battle? Oh shit, that
No.
actually was really successful.
There you go.
Alright. Oh, but then they join in from the... They make the others run. Okay. Shit. All right. Well, he didn't do anything to you, and he's down. Hey, all right. Right, 2 extra hits points should be. Yeah. Hmm. Oh shit, they can like cross into other characters' paths even? Interesting.
Yeah, they're kind of like little shadow walking bastards.
Shadow walking bastards. Hmm. I can't tell if these arrows are are actually hitting anyone or not.
Her arrows are basically traps that are set up.
Oh.
So, like, you see that purple arrow on the ground by the little skulk or by Trigby?
Yes.
If an enemy walks into those, their movement is halted for that turn, and they take damage.
Okay.
Ivor
don't you
has a
summon more?
knockback battering ram ability that you can knock enemies back into that for like a combo.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. Ah, okay, I see the purple highlight. All right. Fucking get him. Oh shit. Don't hurt me. Hey, nice. All right, well, there we go. There's that combo you were talking about.
It's a really effective combo.
Yeah, that did a ton of that. That was like 12 damage. Hmm. Uh-oh. Alright, get your armor all the way down, and then let's see. See how you handle this. Oh yeah, you're done. But don't hit the wizard. This guy does seem to be the biggest pain in the ass right now. Oh shit, you're almost dead too. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, we'll just get you down as much as possible. Oh god, of course he went right around it too. Oh. Well, weird that you didn't go in the direction that actually would have. Huh, okay. Oh, are you down? No, you're not yet, not yet. And he's down. I don't know. We're cutting this real close.
Damn it. If they wouldn't have hit Trigby, I think you would have had this in the in the bag.
Oh shit. Well, he's out now, yeah. Fuck.
Just hit the big dude.
If that doesn't kill me. Yeah. Alright. Your fallen battle forces Bulwark and his ravens to strike. The skills in a fight are undeniable, killing opponents with crude artistry. Their bear-like Varl snorts his disgust at you as he charges past, clearing enough judge for everyone to regroup. We had backup at least. At least we had a little backup.
Yeah.
Ooh. 23-12 Varl. Oh, shit. Khan works his way through frantic clansmen on his way to you. Made some tough calls on that, River. Those ships have been loaded down with more people, no telling how many we'd have lost. Thanks. Too bad the landing was so rough. Khan squids into the distance. Their next attack is coming, and this time they'll come in force. What do they want? They seemed keen on our supplies, but that can't be it, can it? That wasn't their reason for attacking us at Borisgard. Juno and Ivan approach. There may be a way out of this situation. A gamble, to be sure, but we believe it's our only chance. God, it's bad when a Valka option is the only option. Worse than that, I can't promise everyone will make it. Juno gives Ivan a look. Just tell me the plan. With Juno's help, I think I can get us across the chasm. But it won't be easy. For me or the caravan. I need to help Ivan calm these people so they're ready to march when he is ready. You need to keep this area clear of Dredge at all costs. If the sound of a war horn cuts her off and everyone turns to look, the Dredge assault begins. Khan, you know what to do. Fuck, man. Sacrifice some supplies for barricades.
I can tell you
Oh, is that bad?
that they do absolutely nothing.
Okay, rethink options then. Alright, assault the Dredge without barricades.
I legitimately think they put that in there specifically to make you waste your supplies, because it does, like, there's even still barricades on the battlefield.
Jeez. Yeah, they're all fucking... All the useful ones are fucked up, so... I don't know. Anyone in particular you think I should trade in and out? Or that I should use here? Or just go with it? Who should he replace, though?
Moger should probably go in place of Gris, and then Eric should be replaced by either Hogan or Mogan, and Trigby with Luden.
Okay. Other than that, you'd leave it the same?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, let's fucking fight right after losing. See how how much this goes the same way. Hold them off. This will take time. Shit. Alright.
Okay, so it does place barricades down, but the barricades are, there's like 4 of them, and it doesn't really do a whole lot to help you.
Alright. Get the fuck out of here. Ooh. Nice. Well, that's a lot of, that's like the whole armor on one of the bigger ones immediately.
Hogan and Mogan, I think really shine just because as long as they have willpower, they're able to effectively do damage. Like, no matter what armor.
Ah, got another one already. Oh, 2 more. Oh, fuck this. Must keep them away. I'm trying. I'm trying. Oh shit. Alright, alright. How many turns do we have to survive for to keep that?
I want to say 4 turns.
Goddamn, just more and more of them. Ooh, nice. Got almost all his armor on one go. Alright. Oh, don't you get any wise ideas? Yeah, that's right, you come fight me. Okay. It seems like he only needs to get one more piece up. Let's see. I suppose. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was the explodey things. Let's see. Yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll do you. Oh shit. Oh shit, he's down. That's not good.
Yeah, the one advice I would give you is reduce the ones with the highest strength first. You don't necessarily have to kill them, but getting their health down before they can get off a hit is crucial to prevent somebody from being like one-tapped.
Okay.
Oh shit, they make you clear away the dredge.
Of course they do.
With what's his face? Rook. I would open as much distance as you can with each attack.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like kind
No,
of
absolutely does.
lead them back to Krumer and
See if
Band
I
of
can
Merry
get...
Men over there.
Oh, well, he's down. But he also
No,
has...
Hogan. Or was it Mogan?
Yeah, I think they look the same. Okay. Alright. There's a whole, like, group of characters now that's opened up. Alright.
Now, you could almost keep the one that's, like, really big alive just to block the smaller ones.
Well, I could have, but I didn't think about that.
It's a very risky strategy. Because Rook, the archers are incredibly powerful as long as they haven't been hit.
Okay. Well, alright, we lost another one.
Kind of like the stone singers, or slingers.
Yeah. I so rarely play a strategy game. So I'm not surprised that I am not the greatest at this, but hey, I still never succumbed, and I've still played it on normal difficulty instead of going down to easy. And doing it like the real simple way. Damn, Rook is tough. I mean, shit though. Things are putting up a fight. Oh shit. And all I have is Rook now.
On the bright side, though, he should be able to pick off.
At least, yeah, all the enemies that are left are the bitchy run away from you enemies, so.
I'm not too worried about them except for the one that's still at 9. Yeah.
Should I do armor damage or strength, or just, I mean, 1 isn't a lot, but would it be worth getting him down to 1? Or just
You're
going
fucked.
right for his... I'm just totally fucked. Alright.
I'd get the kill you can.
Alright. Yeah, alright. Well, it's funny how, like, sometimes you lose and it's just is like, the story's gonna keep going anyway. And then other times you lose and it's like, no, this is the end of the game. Is there gonna be a retry at some point?
Wow, it's not a matter of input. They're just really rubbing your nose in that.
Yeah, I mean, like, normally the hit the X to hit X to start again is usually a bit faster.
I think they're gonna make you reload.
Oh, weird. Okay. Is it the 22-23? Is that the... Is that... Oh, is that the most recent? Alright, what is the most recent... What is the point of the... Oh, yeah. We already did this. Yeah. Okay, it's just the fight again. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll start the next stream out with this fight.
Well, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll pause here, and on the next round, we will pick up with this battle. But Tim, thank you for being here and being an awesome co-host as always. Yuya, thank you again so much for the subscription, and I appreciate you stopping in. I hope you have a fantastic evening as well. And yeah, it's good to be back and doing this again after we were off for a week there. It's a great game. I am really enjoying this in general, and hell yeah, we're getting into 2.
I would say at this pace, it would probably be another 9 or 10 hours for this game, and then
we'll try and play it a little
6 or so for the next one.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see about trying to move through it at a little bit faster of a pace on some of these. But hell yeah! All right, let's see. So let's see if we can find somebody to raid who is still streaming. Let's see. Who do we want to do? We'll do Cal. I haven't done Cal in a while.
Yeah, Cal.
All right. Have a good evening, everybody. And Tim, you especially.
You especially.
All right, there we go, and the raid is done.